Hello everyone and welcome to episode 49 of Form Guru series by MakeForms. I am Pratik, founder of MakeForms, and today we will see how we can create GDPR compliant forms and how can we take the consent of the user who is filling out the form. So these days, it has become very essential that if you are collecting data of EU residents, then and if these forms are like an inquiry form or something like that, then you need to get a consent from them to be contacted via email or phone number or something or some mode of communication. So it's very essential that you guys collect the consent of the person who is filling out that form. So we will quickly take a look at how you can do that. Okay, so now we will go ahead and we will create a standard form which would and name them as GDPR compliant form. Okay, and I will click on create form. So there are two aspects of this. Number one is the uh, consent management, and second one is the option to add a cookie banner. So we will see how you can do that. I don't know why, but my internet is a little slow today. So what I will do is I will add the fields name, address, email, phone number, and then what I will do is that I will search for GDPR agreement. So you can click this and you can write here, I allow to be contacted by phone or email address as per the privacy policy. And what you can do is that you can link this particular privacy policy to your own privacy policy. Okay, so now, and what we will also do is that we will turn on this required field. So, and the user has to accept it, it's mandatory. Okay, I will also make the phone number and email address required, and then I will go ahead and I will publish this form. So now as soon as the form is published, our first part, which is of collecting the data consent, is done. The next part that we want to do is that we want to connect our cookie banner. This is essential only if you are sending the users to a standalone form link. If you are embedding the form and you are already collecting consent on your website, then you do not need to have another cookie banner embedded. But if you are sending the people only on this link to collect the data, then yes, you will have to add a cookie banner. So for now, if you want to add a cookie banner, it's very easy. You have to click on edit source, and over there at the bottom you will see something called as cookie details. You have to enable it, and currently we support three providers of cookie banners. Number one is Exceptio, second one CookieBot, and OneTrust. I do not have the codes for this, but as soon as you click this, you will find the API keys, or the for OneTrust you have to request access. As soon as you do that, you will be transferred to OneTrust for authentication, and then the OneTrust cookie banner will show up on your this particular mm, domain form link. Another thing that you need to take care of is that there is something called as partial submissions in MakeForms, which what this does is that it goes in and it gives a banner to the user that the form data is being saved as like as you type. So what partial submissions actually do is that it saves the data in the MakeForms database even if the user is not submitting the form. So this is useful for times wherein you there's something called as form abandonment. So if you have, let's say, 15 or 20 fields, the person has filled out, let's say, the initial 4 or 5 fields on your form and then just left the form, but you still want to control, like not control but collect some of that data. In such a scenario, you will turn on the partial submission. Now we will go to this link, okay, and we will see what does this form look like when you have enabled the partial submission. So what our system MakeForms does is that as soon as you enable the partial submission, it will give a pop-up to the user saying that your data is being saved on regular intervals. This is very essential because you really want your users to know that their data is being collected. So you see, this is the partial submission notice that I'm talking about. It says that the form is automatically saved at regular intervals. Now, if you do not want to have this particular notice coming up, there is a way to turn it off. You can just click on implicit consent, which means that by enabling implicit consent for partial submission, you will be allowing the form to collect and save users' data at regular intervals without explicitly seeking their consent. Please note that this feature will void any compliance requirements related to data collection and consent, including GDPR. So, if you are collecting the data of a EU citizen, and if you turn off this particular notice, then there can be a problem because you are not taking the consent of the user and you are not informing them. So, this is how you can create a GDPR compliant form using MakeForms. Again, MakeForms is the one of the most powerful security and privacy focused form builder. We are SOC 2, ISO, GDPR, GDPR EU, GDPR UK, PIPEDA, CCPA, Australian DPA, ISO 27001, and ISO 27701 compliant form builder. What this really means is that we are heavily focused on ensuring that we meet the highest security and privacy standards out there in the industry, and our compliance is available for anyone. Like even if you are on our free plan, you will have the most compliant framework in place. So that's all that I want to talk about today. We have successfully completed 7 weeks of Form Guru series, and I'm so excited about you. It would not have been possible without your support. So please keep supporting us. This initiative of Form Guru series is to empower everyone to know more about the security, privacy frameworks, and how data security matters in today's world. That's it, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Signing off, Pratik here from MakeForms. See you next week.